Hello everyone, this is Snow from Figuring It Out, and today I'll teach you how to make this small switch that controls the light and the dark mode of your application in Vue 3. And we'll be using Tailwind CSS and Vueuse library for this. So let's get started. Right, so let's get started. Obviously, we'll start with installing Vue 3. So just go here and grab the command and paste it, and then we're off to get started. Project name, I put a dot there because I want it to be the same as the folder name. We'll name it package name with. We don't want TypeScript support. We don't want JS6 support. We don't really need the router as well. Don't need Pinia for state management. No testing needed. No end-to-end testing needed, of course. ESLint is also not needed. So yes, our project is set up. We'll just do npmi to install the dependencies. And then meanwhile, that's being done, we'll go over to Vueuse's library, and this is a very, very impressive library that you guys should look into, and it's filled with composables you can use, and that basically make your life quite easy, especially with Vue 3, and then especially when you use composition APIs. And obviously we're going to go ahead and install that. And meanwhile that's being done, we can go over to Tailwind CSS and then look into how Tailwind is installed with a Vue project. Obviously, we'll not be needing this command because we're already done setting up our project. So we'll just grab this one first, and then get that going. And then, well, meanwhile that's being done, we can copy this over. Wait for to get this done, then paste that. Get that done. This will create two files, configuration files for Tailwind CSS. So this is both CSS and Tailwind config.js, and we'll head over into Tailwind config.js and then basically copy this whole thing in. Right. So what's next is basically we need to copy these Tailwind base components and utilities into the main CSS file we have. So this would be, I think, this one, and we can just replace everything there. In this case, we don't really need the base CSS anymore, or the logo for that matter, or even we don't really need the components either. So we can just get rid of those as well. You can just delete those, and then we can go over to app.vue, empty it out, empty the whole template. We can get rid of the styles as well, and then, but just for now, we can just do a small p tag, and then we can say app.vue in there for now. And then we'll just start the project npm run dev. Since we're using Vite, it's quite fast, of course. And yeah, there's one thing we're obviously still missing, is how we would be able to tell Tailwind that what we want to do. So just a simple Google search would tell us how we can get that set up. So since we'll be using the dark mode of Vueuse, Vueuse uses dark mode in class setup. So I'll tell you what that means specifically, but just head over into the project first, I guess. And then you just launch it, navigate to it, and then see, this is our p tag. It's quite simple, and yeah, you can see this is our setup for now. Let's see if Tailwind is working as well. So we'll just add a few classes here. Let's see, bgred. Let's do 900. Let's see if that works. And yeah, Tailwind is working, which is good. Can get rid of that now for now. And yeah, we'll head on over here and then just copy this for now, because this one tells the Tailwind that dark mode is based on classes. So it will always look for a dark class on the HTML tag in our DOM. So I'll just head over here, and then we can place it anywhere right down from module exports. This should be like the top level as well. And yeah, now Tailwind knows that we are trying to go for dark mode as well. So we'll head on over back to Vueuse and do a quick search for use dark. So there it is. This is a very interesting setup they have got going. I'll just copy those over for now, and then I'll just paste it here. In this case, we don't really need the toggle anymore, so we'll just get rid of that. And yeah, instead of a p tag, we can do a div with class grid, and then we can have it, I think, place content center is the right class here. Let me have a look again. I don't remember. Yeah, place content center is the Tailwind class we're looking for here. And then we'll do an input with the type checkbox for now. And we don't really need to give it a name or ID for now. We don't really care about that. We'll just attach a model to it, and then this would be the Stark modal for now. Let's see how that looks for now. See, it's just a simple checkbox, but as you can, if you keep a close eye here, it's the class Stark is appended as soon as I check this, and if I uncheck it, the class Stark goes away. Yeah, so it's not really in the center, so we'll do hide screen for now. Let's do that. So it's right in the center now. Cool. So what we really want to do is have a default background for now. So I'll just use BG Slate. So this will be our default background, even though it's in the dark mode. As you can see, nothing really changes. But to change that, I'll do kind of like a pseudo selector for Tailwind, and yeah, that's how it's done. You do dark colon and then whatever you want to have the background as. Yeah, I'll just use a darker shade of slate, I guess. Let's see if that works. So nothing's done, nothing's changed, and then you click it and boom, wow, amazing. It looks so much better now, as comparatively speaking. Right, now let's turn this into a simple radio button. For that, I would not be going through the code. I'll just use a code pen, whichever is available. I think so that's probably the first one that I already used. Right, so I'll just copy in the styles because it's a simple checkbox, of course, and then I'll just do a class. Obviously, most of these classes you can go through with Tailwind, of course, but I decided to use, I just copied it from the code pen, so this way this seemed simpler. So yeah, this is, but if you notice, there is slight difference than the earlier one. There is almost an instant shift as soon as I toggle the switch. So there is no animation to it in the background, at least not, I don't mean the switch itself, but the background. So to do that, we just need to go to main.css, and then we can just tell it to select the body and select all these elements inside the body, and then apply transition colors, and then duration is however much duration you want it to be, and that would transition all the colors within the body itself. So if you go back and then look at that smooth animation now, transitioning from one color to another, we can slow it down a bit as well. Let's see how that looks. That's half a second. I understand it's a bit slow, but looks way better. So yeah, that's basically it, how you can use Tailwind CSS with your dark and light mode in the application. So I do understand that this is a hassle going through each individual element and then having a separate dark mode classes to it. But yeah, that's how it's done.